Mike, I think we're supposed to do a show right now.
Deja vu.
All right, tell us about Mioshin. Everybody, how you doing? It's been a long week since the last episode, hasn't it?
No, not for me.
Why?
Because I got a new outlook on life, dude. I don't feel misery anymore.
Really?
I try.
Fantastic. I think that's a good way you should live your life.
Oh, it's not gonna last for long. I always flip through philosophies.
All right, so why don't we see how people didn't suffer back in the olden days? You see, we're gonna talk about God and the force of the divine today, Mike. We're gonna talk about that sort of stuff.
I think it's ironic considering people suffered like even way worse back then.
Yeah, but I mean, people had to find ways to help themselves live through misery. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna talk about the idea of God, divine force, divine power, how to invoke it, how to manifest it in the world. How does it manifest in the stories?
How to invoke it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna invoke godly might right before all your very eyes. Mike is gonna ascend. He's gonna glow really brightly and ascend to a higher plane of being. It's gonna be great. I can't wait for you guys to experience it.
You
first,
you basically just said you can't wait for me to die and it's time
don't worry, you're not gonna die. It's gonna be painless. I mean, well,
All right, moving on.
Anyway, but first, I'd like to let you all know that Area 22 Productions has a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/area22 and definitely consider helping out the production company.
Please.
Yes, please. I'm invoking you guys, who are technically our God, to grant us the patron might.
Don't give all of our 6 fans, power surges.
Don't worry about it.
Not power surges, power trips, whatever the hell it is.
All of our fans.
Power surge, they all just like black out.
All of them going Super Saiyan at the same time.
That'd be cool.
All 6 of them. All right.
5.
All right. So, God and the force of the divine, Mike. The idea of God. What do you know God to be, Mike?
I went to Catholic school for 13 years.
So what's God? You would know better than me.
God is basically everything. He was the beginning, the end. He's God is. He controls everything. Probably abandoned us a few years ago. No, he made the Adam and the Eve.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because in the biblical stories, what I was gathering from this guy who was breaking them down is that when Adam and Eve left paradise, they'd be the stories of the biblical stories are of humanity growing farther.
I'm pretty sure
away from God.
Adam and Eve were beta tests, and they went terribly. So God was like, "All right, you guys could just figure all this out,
basically,
on your own. I'm not. My sandbox days are over. Get out."
You could shut down the server. But
that is literally it. And then they had Cain and Abel, and Cain killed Abel, and all that stuff. Murder.
Pretty horrible.
A lot of murder in the Bible.
Yeah, it's pretty. They're all lessons. They're all stories.
I've been studying it for 13 years.
Is that really? Is the Holy Trinity really just like a Catholic school, or do they teach you other things?
There was one class that was world religions, but I did not take it. I did take it. Yeah. It was half a semester though, so I didn't really.
I guess they didn't really emphasize on anything else, but the Holy Bible.
Yeah, the Bible.
All right, fair enough. So the idea of God, in religion, divinity, or Godhead, is the state of things that are believed to come from a supernatural power or deity, such as a God, supreme being, creator deity, or spirits, and are therefore regarded as sacred and holy. All right? Such things are regarded as divine due to their transcendental origins, or because of their attributes or qualities, are superior.
Attributes or qualities. You speak like this. You're so quiet. You have to speak like God and be really loud.
Why? Jeez, why don't we leave that to him? We're not supposed to be. We're not supposed to be
playing God.
Yeah, we're creating His image. We're not supposed to mock Him. Jeez.
Why? It's fun.
I guess I'm getting ascended instead. He was like, nah, screw you, Mike.
When the rapture comes, I'll just be chilling down here.
Jeez.
Conveniently, they don't teach you that one in Catholic school, though. They don't teach you about the cool things in the Bible, like the dragon or Armageddon. They only teach you about, the same thing over and over.
Basically don't Don't do
Oh
naughty
yeah, the
things.
Ten Commandments,
Yeah.
the Beatitudes, which nobody remembers.
The Beatitudes.
Yeah, it's like an extension on the commandments, but no one really remembers it.
Jesus. All right, fair enough. Divine things are regarded as eternal and based in truth. That's an important thing. Based in truth.
I was an
While-
altar boy.
While material things are regarded as
Yeah.
ephemeral, which means temporary, and based in illusion.
Dude, we don't even go through any of this in Catholic school. They literally just say, follow the commandments or you're going to hell.
I mean, they're pretty good commandments, I think.
Oh yeah.
Don't murder. It's the only one I remember. No, don't commit adultery.
Dude, but I remember, I'm sorry for deviating so much, but being a Catholic school survivor, I feel like I have the entitlement 100%.
on.
I remember when we had, in high school, we had to do confession, which is confessing your sins so God will forgive them.
Hell yeah.
And even though Jesus died for our sins, it's very confusing. I remember they had on the a projector like all the examples of all the commandments, like all the examples of ways you could break the commandments, and the commandment don't worship false gods. Like, do you make too much money? Do you use tarot cards? Like, this is kind of ridiculous. These simple hobbies and lifestyles being considered like not being
Because tarot cards, I think, are pagan, right?
I have absolutely no idea.
they're of a different religion than Christianity or any of the main ones.
I don't think it's a religion. It's just like playing cards, but
Well, no, because I think you're invoking spirits to, like, try to track, I guess, your future or whatever. Like, you know, you're invoking, because I'm pretty sure that's what
I'm
it is.
invoking a piece of paper.
No, but the principle
Ouija
behind
boards, I get. Ouija boards, I get. You are
No.
literally trying to summon a devil or demon.
it. Yeah.
Well, so yeah.
All right, so why is the divine to be worshipped, Mike? Why do we worship the divine? No matter what it is, why do we take the word of tarot cards or Ouija boards to heart so dearly?
It's something that is above us in the sense that we can't experience it like eye to eye, so we just default to worshiping it because like, oh, it could kill me, or I could appease it.
You think so? Do you think there's anything? Like inherently no? Excuse me. You think there's anything necessarily detrimental to invoking, I guess, the will of a divine sort of being or a divine entity?
No, not in and of itself. Just as long as you don't force other people to do it.
I mean,
which is Christianity.
I want to emphasize that we're not like I don't really like the whole. I'm not going to say I don't like atheists, but I don't like the whole atheist movement because they
Oh, the thing that happened in like 2008. It's like, God's not real.
kind of no, but it's like they I feel as if people think themselves so smart when they just like, okay, there's no facts to prove God. It's just like I don't.
Yeah, but also this like likewise for like the other side of the cookie or whatever the hell coin. Because like, you know, you can say the same thing about believing in God. It's like, yeah, I believe in God, so everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You'd have to actually like go through the dogma and like actually be a good person like the Bible says you should.
I mean, the point is that like there's no principle behind it. You know, you actually still have to have principles, and if you get it doesn't matter if you get your principles from atheism or religion. I mean, it's if you just don't have either of them, and for any case, then you're just not like nothing of what you have to provide is of any value.
Yeah, nah, like you gotta have some kind of belief. You don't have to have some kind of belief, but like you just have to make sure like atheism is perfectly well and good and like no refuting that, but like you gotta at least live your life with some consequence, not just use the excuse like not to make atheism turn into complete nihilism basically. Because like it's easy not to believe in a god and just be a good person because it makes you feel good, and that probably makes you a better person than like a lot of people.
But I guess what some people say is that like the pretty hardline religious folk will say is that there are no principles without God.
Yeah,
but then what
isn't true.
Well, but then you have to ask them like how you define God then, because they're obviously not just saying that there's just this guy in the sky who's like judging you. It's like there is a sort of point in the universe that is the highest point possible, and from that point, all things sort of exist. You know.
Yeah, I think also a big part of it is the fact that I don't know. It's easy to project your emotions on something as like an act of God. Like I got a good example at work the other day. All I was thinking about was playing the keyboard, and I'm walking home and there's a keyboard on the freaking ground, and I'm like, God's real. There's no way. Like it's easy to project that kind of thing because when something completely astronomical happens,
It's
to
on
you,
the ground.
yeah, it was just chilling on the ground. All it needs is 6 AA batteries, and I guess God couldn't give me everything because it was empty. And I also had no AA batteries in my house.
The keyboard was just like,
And I also really don't want to friggin' go out and buy AA batteries. They're expensive. They're like $8-10. But yeah, I was
for
given a
one
gift.
AA battery.
No, for a pack. For one AA battery, no.
Oh Jesus.
It comes in a. Have you ever seen a battery be in a 1-pack?
No, but then I mean, if it's a pack, then I mean that's good for like several months of keyboarding.
Well, yeah. But I just hate spending money. False God.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you have a false god in your life?
Yes.
Jeez. Damn, I had a good point. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I was gonna say, like, okay, so we worship the divine. It sounds like because we need principles in our lives.
Yeah, like even Satanists like use have like a book of morals, and it's actually like it's not like kill children. It's actually like a legitimate set of morals.
Just cause children minor discomfort.
It's just they chose a different way to represent what gives them these morals.
I find
or
that
whatever.
so like
Weird, bizarre, strange.
No, it's like silly because it's just like oh, we heard that Satan was like evil, so no, he's good. It's just like okay.
Well, you could argue that. I mean, technically, God killed more people in the Bible than Satan ever did.
Well, I mean, there you gotta look at the reason why.
But he also made them, so you
Yeah.
know, God giveth, God taketh away, which is absolutely true.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he
yeah.
gave me the keyboard, but he didn't give me the batteries.
Wait, then where's the taking away part coming then?
He didn't give me batteries. I don't know. He took away the.
He just didn't give you the batteries.
He also gave me a stand, which I needed for a different keyboard anyway.
Was it what? Oh,
So
wait, was the stand with the keyboard that you found?
yes,
Where did this keyboard come from?
just chilling outside.
It's just on the ground.
So I took it.
Wait, you took it?
Yeah,
Oh,
I frequently pick up garbage. No, I'm kidding.
Mike's a hobo.
I'm a treasure hunter. There's a difference.
Why is God seen as masculine, Mike?
Because back in the day, if all of you made it look like a woman, you probably would have died.
Moving on. No.
No, it's true. It's basically why like masculinity was bigger back then.
I don't know.
It
I'm
wasn't
wondering.
under scrutiny like it is now.
Yeah, I wonder.
Not to get too red here, but you know,
Yeah, no, I feel it. I know what you mean. I mean, let me think.
not only that, but it was commonplace for the man to be the provider, the woman to be the caretaker. So the man would have to provide life, which is weird because then shouldn't God also care for his people, which would be a more feminine role? Maybe that's why people don't really back then harp on it. It's like, oh yeah, I prayed to God to not get bit by the snake or whatever, and I did. Well, God works in weird ways.
Well, at the end, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that, but I'll say this: like, I pondered a lot, like, what is the divine masculine sort of ideal? Like,
a guy with a white beard.
no,
That's how I think of God.
no, but let me tell. Well, that's how Family Guy like sort of.
That's how everything does.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, I was thinking like, what is the divine
It's
feminine
the-
and masculine ideal?
It's the ultimate form. It's the ultimate like image of wisdom in the like a normal person. Well, not a normal person, but like a lot of people's heads. Like an old dude, white beard, glasses or whatever. Like Santa. Like why does Santa look so much like God? It's weird.
I don't know. Like, I mean,
And I mean, children. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't a good kid because for God. I was a good kid for Santa because he gave me presents, like literally.
fair enough. I'll talk more about that at the end. But
But now God gave me a keyboard.
that was so weird. Just like found a keyboard. Like, oh,
It was weird because I was just thinking about playing the keyboard, and then oh look, a keyboard.
divinity as a quality has two distinct usages: divine force of power, powers or forces that are universal or transcend human capacities. Divinity applied to mortals, qualities of individuals who are considered to have some special access or relationship to the divine. So we're gonna talk about that a bit.
Also, for clarity, I meant keyboard isn't a piano, not as in like a friggin' computer.
Well, you found a piano.
No, oh my God.
Wait.
I found a keyboard, you know, like
Oh.
the instrument, not like a computer keyboard,
Oh, okay.
which is even more bizarre.
Oh no, like for a computer. Oh,
Hey, you know.
yeah.
Although I could use one of those too.
Jeez. All right. So, divinities are closely related to the transcendent forces or powers credited to them. So much so that in some cases the powers or forces may themselves be invoked independently. So, an example is like, divine intervention. For example, like in the Greek legends, Poseidon blew Odysseus off course. When he was trying to get
Yeah.
home, and
Dude, divine intervention is my favorite part about God. It just happens in such funny ways.
or Japanese tradition holds that a god sent wind saved them from Mongol invasion, because apparently a typhoon destroyed the entire Mongol invading navy.
Yeah.
Dude, that was back in the day when literally just a bit of wind can just fuck up your whole plans.
Dude, God is sometimes a cool guy. I feel like you can't even appease him. He just feels like doing what he wants. He's like me in that regard.
Okay.
Not to say I'm a god, but I just kind of do things whenever I feel like it.
No. Wouldn't it be interesting just to be able to just do things just cause?
I do every day.
No, I mean literally anywhere in the world.
I could.
So what would you do?
What do you mean?
What is
nature?
your first act of divine intervention? Hold on, let's do a little bit of RP.
Okay.
All right, so I'm tending some crops.
All right.
I'm gonna sacrifice. I'm in a little city state in wherever. It's the new beginning of civilization.
Okay.
I'm gonna go home to sacrifice a goat
Okay.
to Gord.
Okay.
To
Which is me?
yeah,
Okay.
to Gord. I need some stuff. Oh Gord.
Yeah.
Crops. Suck. I'm gonna sacrifice this old lamb here. Hopefully, give me some better crops. So I'm gonna stab it a bit. What are you gonna do?
I have absolutely no use for this goat. I'm sorry. And where does this city state take place exactly?
It's in a floodplain.
Like where? Like what continent? I made this Earth very specific.
I don't know. Iraq.
Iraq. I don't believe a lot of water goes to Iraq.
No,
So you're just gonna have to wait until I appointed someone else to take care of the weather. His name's Neptune. No.
and now Neptune with the weather.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you screwed up. You shouldn't have been. This is the thing. Even though I'm God, I can't just because you killed one goat, I have to make you personally just get a little rain cloud above your crops.
Oh come on, just a little bit.
Back then I had at least 1 million people to look after.
I mean, come on, just a little bit. How much is your freaking what is it called? Your divine intervention worth anyway? Is it really that hard for you?
All right, how bad do you need these crops? And how hard did you pray? You could have prayed it so I knew exactly what you needed before you killed that goat.
I prayed so much that my knees are literally bleeding. I've been on my knees for literally 3 days.
All right. So, what kind of crop is this?
It's maize.
I don't like maize. That was a mistake that I made. I'll give you a day's worth of light drizzle to get your hopes up.
Thanks, God.
Let me know when you need real help. I don't deal with bastard crops like maize.
Okay.
I hate corn. I'm sorry.
I guess that was God and his opinions on corn.
Well, it makes sense though, because even though you pray, I don't know. You should be more thankful you got anything. I could have given you nothing.
Yeah, I should have sacrificed.
Now, if you were
more.
let's say you were driving in your car and you get into an accident and you got 2 kids in the back, and I somehow magically make the airbags completely protect everybody. Well, I guess
they're supposed to.
your kids are perfectly fine. That's divine intervention that you deserved, because that is something completely out of your control. You're the one who decided to grow corn in Iraq. Which I don't even know if that grows well or not. I know next to nothing about agriculture or Iraq. If the world's not ending in my backyard, I don't know it's ending. Anyway, let's move on to God and Jesus.
Oh,
You got
Jesus.
Jesus in this?
No. This is just on the idea of God and the power of the divine. It's not really focusing on Christianity. I mean, we live in like a Western
Oh, that's true.
civilization.
I mean,
so-
God's not just in Christianity,
Yeah.
which is confusing.
All right, so transcendent force or power may also operate through more subtle and indirect paths. Monotheistic faiths generally support some version of divine providence, which acknowledges that the divinity of the faith has a profound but unknowable plan and always unfolding in the world. I think I talked about this like way in the earlier episodes.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. Oh, that's a philosophy. It's like the same thing, just told different. Which is why I don't get why everyone's like, I don't want to. Your religion's stupid, but it's the same thing.
But it is stupid.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, it's not always the same thing either. But I like if you add like the differences between like the more like I obviously know the difference between like Judaism and Christianity, but when you get to Christianity and like Protestantism, I don't know.
At some point, I am gonna like invite, like hopefully get someone who is like a preacher on here so we can talk about that.
I know many preachers, considering I was an altar boy,
Yeah, go
which was it was like a job. I got paid
Let's-
for
let's-
funerals.
Right, I
and
want
weddings.
to learn about like the biblical stories, what they mean.
You could have just told me this, and I would have just whipped out my Bible. I have like 6. I'm not even that religious.
No, we gotta get a preacher though, because it's gotta be legitimate.
I can preach. I'm an ordained priest
What?
in Judaism, which you could actually wed people, believe it or not,
What?
including in this state. So technically, I am a preacher, and technically, you could just hire me.
Oh well. I guess no guests. Never mind. We're just gonna have Mike over again.
Yeah, I'm so arrogant. I could just assume any role and it works.
Amazing. All right. But I already told you before. Like, and I think that the universe does have a direction. There
Yeah.
is like a sort of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What direction do you think it's going in?
No, I think. Okay, let me explain. I think that the universe is just creeping more and more towards equilibrium, like in a literal and sort of metaphysical sense.
Not really.
Well,
I
not-
feel like there'd be more life evident if there was an equilibrium.
Well, what I mean is that I think that eventually the amount of space between all particles is just going to become so.
Like, do you ever just realize you're a living being and that just like makes you so friggin'
Yeah.
boggled?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
why am I here?
Well, that's why a lot of people say like there can't be like us without there has or there that's the argument behind like intelligent design or something like that. You know, like humans were designed, we had to have been created because like there's a literal like
Oh my god, this is making me uncomfortable because when you think about it, like your veins and your circulatories just are
what are they doing?
they're just like so perfect.
Well, I mean, but they exist in other forms on the planet. Like I mean, there's plants that have circulatory systems.
Yeah, which is nuts.
Yeah,
Like who did that?
intelligent design maybe.
I think it's because
God.
honestly, I think the moment we started making technology as intricate as like robots is, or not even robots, but when we had to start twisting wires together, it really came obvious that like, damn, there is something weird about us. Especially if we could perfectly replicate ourselves with robots and stuff, which is probably playing God, which you know, whatever.
I mean, yeah. I mean, a real case of genuinely playing God is gene therapy.
I really think if we weren't meant to do certain things, we just wouldn't be able to. So I feel like playing God doesn't really apply until we do something we legit like can't do. Like if we started like literally taking the fabrics of reality and twisting them, that's something that's like, yeah, we can't be doing this. But how do we know God didn't do that and that's how he got there? Like just nobody knows. That's the thing about God is like no one could even tell what he is, what it did, what he, whatever.
Like what exactly is his or her capacity of like action against certain stuff that we do?
Yeah, I feel like if there was a God, there is a God. I don't know. It's just nuts.
Well, I mean, I already told you. Like my perception of God is literally just like the natural forces of the universe.
I kind of agree because you'd think like if there was one that was so evident, like obviously there's such crazy things would be happening in the world, but
Yeah.
there really are. And then outside of the world, there's even crazier things happening. Like there's traveling holes in the fabrics of time and space. There's planets made out of diamonds. Apparently the universe smells like raspberry.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
It's just nuts.
What is? I need to smell a raspberry because I forget what it smells like.
It smells like a raspberry.
Does it?
That's a raspberry.
I'm like, Wow. Imagine if that's what they mean.
It's like someone spitting in your face until you explode because you're not wearing a freaking helmet.
Oh, Jesus.
Or whatever happens to you.
Imagine we do an episode in space like in 200 years, like when we finally discover how to elongate people's lives.
Like I'm starting to wonder if people back in the 60s considered like leaving the atmosphere to be like playing God, because you're breaking, like, you could say, out of the sky.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there was some people like saying how like don't go up there because you're gonna hit God or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
He's gonna be like, hey,
what are you doing up here?
Yeah,
get down.
Get down.
Get off the table. Give you a little spritz of the bottle.
No, bad. Just go back to Earth. That's where I made you or whatever.
From the dirt.
Exactly.
You got any quotes?
No, actually.
Wow.
But I do have more on prayers and whatnot. So prayers or appropriations are often offered to specific gods of pantheisms to garner favorable interventions in particular enterprises, safe journey, success in war, or a season of bountiful crops. Many faiths around the world, from Japanese Shinto and Chinese traditional religion to certain African practices and faiths derived from those in the Caribbean to Native American beliefs, hold that ancestral or household deities offer daily protection and blessings. In monotheistic religions, divine intervention may take direct forms, miracles, visions, or intercessions by blessed figures. So, like, I got some examples like karma.
Oh, yeah, I believe in karma. I do. It's just probably because whenever I do something wrong, I immediately, like, eat shit after.
Really?
Yes. Oh my God. Everybody else on Earth can get away with whatever they want, but whenever I do something out of line, and me personally, something horrible happens. Do I have an example of that?
Go
on. Every example I'm thinking of in my head, I probably deserved it. But I don't do anything that bad. I just like, I don't know. I just act out when high school. I don't act out now. I'm a grown man, kind of. But when I was in high school, I'd act out in certain ways, and everyone would be like, "Why'd you do that?" And I was like, "Cause you've been talking shit for the past 3 years. What do you mean? Why did I do it?" Stuff like that. I'm really not like type of person to like do something completely out of spite. But I feel like whenever I just do, like, let's say like I'm a little mean to a customer or something because they're being mean to me, I'll immediately feel horrible, and I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Have a good day.
Jeez. All right, another example is the biblical flood.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we often talk about the biblical flood in the car.
Well, I really don't understand why. I think you just wanna. I think you're just like getting into like. You're trying to psych yourself into this idea of that we're on the bottom of the ocean every single time.
Yeah.
The lore of the show. God did another flood. Fortunately, so all civilization's been destroyed.
That's not fortunate at all. Plus, that makes
it unfortunately.
Oh, that makes it even less special because then everyone's underwater.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
we're not really doing anything groundbreaking.
Well, that's what I said.
Kind of like what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's what I said. Everybody's underwater. But in the start. Trying to get to the surface, trying to breathe.
Or it's a good idea of karma for me. This is my level of karma.
Go on.
This is the level of things I do, quote unquote, bad.
Go on.
A guy tries to cut me off, right? So I naturally speed up my car to like 80 miles per hour to make sure he can't do it. And then I'll get stuck behind like a truck. I'm like, oh well.
Eat shit.
I shouldn't have played this game. That's the level of karma I do. Like, I'm a generally good person. I'm nice to most people. Yeah. I like talking to people. I like serving people. But I hate being cut off. Even though I drive like 5 miles over the speed limit, which in New York is you might as well get the death sentence.
Jesus, fair enough. I'm pretty sure the flood, as I understand it. I'm pretty sure the flood, as I remember, was literally just because the mankind was overcome by sin and
oh yeah,
nonsense. So
he was like, all right, so Moses grabbed 2 of each animal and get on because I'm gonna frickin' it's done so.
And because Moses was like the last of the noble people in the world, and
well, didn't he bring his family?
Yeah, well, because it was since you're the noble member, like the leader of the household,
yeah.
blessing your family as well, so to speak. And like, so he basically destroys the world in the flood.
What I want to know is where the hell he got, like, all right, I understand some of the, like, I understand lions that he got from living in the Middle East, but, like, how the hell did he get, like, deers or, like, penguins? Deer and penguins. Like, how do you get penguins?
Penguins? No. I don't know.
Octopuses, fish. That's the thing about biblical stories.
I don't think he got fish on the boat.
Oh, well, you don't have to because they're already in the water.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Nah, freaking Ark was decked out, bro. It was a massive like a Olympic-sized swimming pool in the lower decks.
I don't know. It's just fun to like point out plot holes in the Bible.
The refrigerated I'm pretty sure he didn't take any penguins. I'm pretty sure.
He had to. How would they be here now?
No, dude, because you gotta understand. I'm pretty sure it says like he took 2 of every animal, but you gotta remember it's every animal that they knew. So they don't know any penguins are going on.
But then there wouldn't be penguins here.
No, what? No.
There would not be penguins.
But they had no perception of what penguins were back then.
Okay, but now they're here, so they had to have.
This is what I mean. Like, you can't just be like, oh, why are there penguins now? It's like, it's a story. It's a storybook. They probably understood that there's still a lot of shit that they didn't know it was actually.
That's weird about the Bible. A lot of things in the Bible did happen, a lot of things didn't happen. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure Goliath and David like actually existed. But then like a day later Samson like got super strong and knocked some I forgot what the hell he did. They cut his hair and he lost his powers or something.
What if hair means just like something like head? He's like, oh, we cut his head off and now he's not moving anymore. I'm like, oh, well, maybe.
I wish we talked about Jesus in a sense because that is still God, and also like he actually did commit a sin.
Well, we're going to talk about that in the next section, but also there's the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. And
Sodom.
Yeah, and the Tao, like we talked about before.
Oh, yeah, the Tao. I hope you guys remember. That was episode 2.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Dude, this is the 14th episode. You got to remember that. Or 13th. The 12th.
14th.
Whichever.
It's the 100th episode. 100th of those special.
Oh, the 100th episode, dude. That's going to be fun. All right, let's worry about this episode, though. Get going. Get cracking.
Right. So the blessed individual, speaking of Jesus Christ, extensions of divinity and divine power are created to living mortal individuals. Political leaders are known to have claimed actual divinity in certain early societies, like the pharaohs.
Or Kim Jong-un today.
Yeah, exactly. Or, the Sun King, King Louis. The doctrine of the divine right of kings was introduced as late as the 17th century, proposing that kings rule by divine decree. Japanese emperors rule by divine mandate until the inception of Japanese constitution after World War II.
Yeah, dude. If I was an emperor, like there's a thing about emperors, they don't have the right to believe that they're almighty and powerful, but like when you're conditioned to think that because you basically are in your little world, I don't see why you would expect them not to.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Power corrupts, what is it again? Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, like I could be the king of nothing. Where's your crown?
Stop.
I feel like we're both fighting intense.
What? Sleep deprivation?
Yeah.
Listen, don't.
Even though I've been sleeping for 12 hours.
Listen, don't. We're not supposed to sleep for that long.
Why? Babies do it.
No, they don't. Well,
they do.
Well,
oh, you've never had a baby before?
Well, I don't know about 12 hours, but you're not supposed to. Even if they do, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to let them sleep for 12 hours.
Why?
I don't know. Like you have to set up a sweet sleep schedule eventually. I don't know.
Sleep schedules. Isn't that a gag?
Jeez. Gods don't need to sleep.
No, they don't.
No. So neither do we. All right. What makes an individual ascendant? Like what? Like I mean, Lao Tzu went over to the mountains and it was like high mountains, and then climbed up and was like, now I'm ascended. He basically became a prophet for, what was it? It was the Tao, right? It was Taoism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, okay, yeah.
You ran the whole episode about it. Oh, no, I wrote that episode.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, to be ascended, you'd basically have to not have a care in the world, for one thing. You can't really have, like, You can't have earthly concerns, nor desires, nor attachments.
Oh, because everything on the earth is ephemeral or whatever, temporary.
Yeah, it is, and so are you. For that matter.
Based on an illusion.
I guess when you come to terms with that, you've ascended.
Wait, so you gotta wait. Actually, this is really interesting. You remember the Matrix, right?
Yes.
So did Neo become ascendant when he realized that it was all just a simulation?
Essentially, yeah. At least in that particular instance.
Wait, so that's actually interesting. Maybe the Matrix does have some like biblical undertones.
I think anything kind of involving playing, like making puppets dance on a string like that, probably does have some kind of biblical things going on.
Well, yeah. Basically, I guess to be an ascended figure, a prophet, so to speak, you have to be as close as possible to the highest point in existence. You have to be supremely enlightened.
That's subjective.
You think so?
It is.
Well, what did Jesus?
I could consider the highest point of humanity be in this very seat.
Really?
This seat in particular.
Not mine.
No, I'm still no.
Why?
Obviously not, because I just said this one is.
Jesus, the FBI comes in and is like,
let me see that chair.
Yeah. Jesus, imagine. The ascended chair, the true throne of the world.
Yeah, it could be this. It's subjective, dude. The world is your oyster. So whatever pearl you want to pick, it's yours.
Jesus, what?
That's why, like, a homeless person could be the happiest man on planet Earth if he wants to be.
You think so?
Yeah. If he doesn't, like, if he wanted to be homeless and he's enjoying being homeless for whatever reason, you know, you have no attachments, I guess. Like, if you had no attachments at all, you were just wandering the Earth, just choosing the cruise, basically. Well, what?
Well, but hold on.
What does anyone have on you?
Hold on. What did? Let me ask you a question. What are some prophets we know? I guess what did the Prophet Muhammad, Jesus, and Lao Tzu have in common?
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say absolutely nothing at all.
Did they not recognize that the?
Well, no. For one thing, they all had long hair and beards. I think.
Oh my god.
Maybe not so much on Muhammad's part.
Lao Tzu was like, you know, just that long bit.
I guess it was like them. They took time out of their lives to express themselves.
Well, didn't they all?
Which is what we're doing right now.
Well, yeah, but didn't they all go through like a period of intense suffering to understand that the world is temporary and that, you know, there is a reason and rhyme behind the suffering itself?
Look, I only know about Jesus.
No, but you know about Lao Tzu.
Yeah, but Lao Tzu didn't seem to suffer all that much. He just hated his government job and left.
So that was suffering.
I guess, but not as bad as Jesus. He got nailed to a freaking cross.
No, but like what I'm saying is, don't play like Olympics with the suffering. Like the fact that they actually recognize that it exists is what I mean.
The pain Olympics. Yeah, but that's the thing though. Jesus also spent his time curing pain. So like,
yeah.
If he's like the one force on earth that was able to just get rid of suffering, so why would he feel like life is suffering if he knows for a fact?
Wait, but did he do that for everybody though, or did he do that to the people who he felt deserved it?
I'm pretty sure it was anybody he crossed paths with that were obviously suffering, or someone who like come up to him and be like, "Oh man, my hand hurts." Okay.
Guess what, Jesus? No.
No, but like, there's that one story about the blind man. Oh, well, this is the thing, though. A lot of people's pains were really obvious. Like the blind man who had a splinter in his eye, so Jesus was like, bing. He's like, whoa, I can see again. And Jesus is like, yeah,
What do you think that's like a metaphor for?
Fixing your own problems. Like, trying to analyze why something could be happening to you. Even though he did it for the guy anyway.
Plucked the thorn out of his eye. No, I'm seriously thinking.
You're seriously thinking? That's good. That's good news.
Well, maybe Jesus had the ability to recognize problems that seem obvious but aren't necessarily easily apparent. Like because what does the ability to see represent? Like it means the like ability to perceive the world. It means the ability to like understand like what is going on around you.
Yeah.
So like he just basically kind of removed the veil from covering his eyes.
You could probably like
and reveal truth.
You could definitely make any story you want, like philosophy. philosophical.
Change your batteries, Mike. Go spend
Somewhere.
$8 for fucking the AA. Stop being so stingy.
No,
Please.
I was just hoping there'd be enough TV remotes for me to siphon the batteries from. Well, there wasn't.
We're out of TV remotes and your keyboard still doesn't work, so go get some batteries.
There's no TV remotes under the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
Just, well, there's TVs here. How would we know? There's TVs in prison. There could be TVs in frickin'
Ocean.
this stupid
In the ocean.
damn submarine. We're not just in the ocean, are we?
Yeah, we're in a sub. This is a guest room. There's a TV in there.
Yeah, there's televisions. And I saw on the TV that batteries are expensive.
Not that expensive. You can get a big pack of batteries. This will be good for you.
I don't want to.
Why?
I just hate buying them.
Maybe
I feel like the fact that they're $8, $9.
I'm gonna call Jesus go over to pluck the frickin' thorn out of your eye to recognize that you need to get some batteries.
I'll be so upset if like I do.
Whoa, we're receiving a call from God. What's going on, God? How you doing?
Well,
We also, batteries. The thing about them is if I put them in that keyboard and nothing works, I'm gonna be pissed.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine.
There's a guy gave me like I guess it could still be taken as a sign that I should pick it up anyway.
I'm receiving a message from God again. Mike, you need to buy some fucking batteries.
Okay, God, I will.
You're welcome, God. Alright, so.
What's next on the agenda?
What does it mean? Oh, we already said that. Why do people follow the ascended? Why do their words matter? Oops.
What do you mean the ascent, like the dead?
No, the ascended. Like Jesus, Muhammad. Why do they follow them?
Oh, because they're like. I feel like someone's different enough, but like in a good way, you'll start. Like it's starting a trend.
Like a meme.
Yeah, like a meme. Which could be a false god.
Do we worship memes?
Just the little kids do.
Do we worship irony?
Little kids do.
Dude, but I see you do it all the time, Mike, and you're a grown-ass man.
I don't worship it. I don't worship anything other than, like, I like the little things in life. The little surprises, like keyboards on the floor or cool bugs
Oh, yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, I like the little things on Earth. I feel like people overlook them. I think I went over that in the Taoism episode.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the little things.
But that doesn't explain it. Like, why? Oh, well, I guess we kind of did. But I guess if for like a deeper reason, why are prophets sort of looked on as the actual? Well, because the thing that united Lao Tzu, Jesus, and say Confucius or whatever, is that they all were believed to have been telling the truth. So obviously, truth matters somewhat in a sense, right?
Oh, yeah, but it also, at least in Jesus' case, that ripped apart a lot of people, and a lot of people thought he was full of it, and that he deserved to die.
Well, I mean, that's
I guess I'd say out of fear, and also because I forgot what king it was, but the king specifically said, "Kill him."
Oh, I think the Roman
Yeah.
Roman Palatine in the area or something like that.
Yeah, he specifically wanted him dead because, like, he was taking attention away from him.
Or something like that.
Yeah, like it was like something not mortal couldn't possibly exist, and any idea of it I want destroyed.
It's very interesting.
It is.
Sort of, because you can say that he was in a way sort of masking the truth.
I mean, it was probably necessary though, because what do you think would have happened if Jesus just kept living? Like, and God was like on Earth forever. I think it was. I don't know what it'd be like.
Either Mike. But bottom line is that does seem to be like a heavy theme revolving around truth and its idea. Like, I mean, the concept of it.
Damn, dude, we got 5 minutes left.
Yeah. So Mike's Mysteries, go.
All right, so Stonehenge, dude. You ever hear of Stonehenge?
I think I've heard of it. Yes.
All right, well, it's that pile of rocks in, I think, Ireland. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
And no one knows what they're for or how they got there. Some people think that aliens did it.
No,
Some people think that man did it.
I did it. So, go on.
Pure strength giants did it.
Yeah.
No one knows what it's for.
I know it's for. Go on.
What's it for?
I'm not telling you, but go on. Go on.
Well, what's interesting about Stonehenge is that, like, how people have been looking at it for so much. It's a weird thing. Like, but apparently it might have been a burial ground because they found cremated remains, and they date the same date that the rocks have. So it's very possible that it's a burial ground. The only thing is, though, how the hell did people that long ago get those rocks in that formation? Like, they're huge. They're like 6 tons each.
They're still standing, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, they're still standing. They're still standing, and you had to do all this stuff. Like, how would you even get it on?
How did they lay them on top of each other?
Yeah, they didn't have friggin' forklifts or whatever the hell you'd use.
What if it was pure circumstance? Like, somehow it just came from the sky. Somehow.
That's possible. I guess it's possible. That's the thing about God, though. You could just say it's possible, and, like, you just can't assume anything. Nothing's real, and nothing's fake.
What if... I don't know. Like, it's really hard to imagine, isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause what date were they dated for? Like, how long ago? Do you remember?
I'm not sure, but it was, like, thousands and thousands of years ago. Like, way before any technology was, like, thoroughly thought about.
That's another thing. Like, it's pretty cool.
Another thing is, like, you can't
yeah.
even say it was, like, a calculated act, like the pyramids, because they look so random. Like, why are they in the sequence they are? It's just weird. Like, how they get the spirituality to, like, think that they should be that way. And it's possible a glacier just deposited them there, like, that way. Which
Is that some people's theories?
Yes.
That is a mystery, and that's a genuine mystery.
Yeah, it is.
Some people forget that Stonehenge actually exists, and nobody knows how it got there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, who cares? It's just a bunch of rocks.
Like, no, like, nobody knows how these got here, and, like,
I know, it's
there was
weird.
no cranes, there was no
Some
fucking-
people think it's, like, foretelling an alien invasion. God only knows. Oh.
Divine providence, dude. Stonehenge was created by God. By Gord.
By Jimmy and the Bull.
Jesus Christ. All right,
Alright,
so
to wrap up.
all right, everybody, listen. I received a vision. You need to go to the Patreon, patreon.com/area22. Consider donating $1, part of $1, a little bit more than $1, $1 and some parts. Really helps out. Support us, support the channel.
I pray that you will.
I pray too. I'm praying right now.
Alright, I'm Mike Kempf.
I'm Austin Andrews. By the power invested in me, we're going down.